Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of your setup instructions. So in this part, we're going to go through how to set up and use the variable budget section. So if you're looking at this and going, oh my gosh, Ash, what the heck? Stay with me because it's not that complicated and it might be really helpful for you. So if you're someone who has a very steady, stable income from month to month and your expenses and things don't change very often, then you're probably okay to just use this top section. But as someone who was a shift worker for over a decade and likes to keep a very close eye on where money's going and do a budget every month, I love the flexibility of being able to create a budget every month. So basically, what this variable budget section does is it works on exactly the same concept as the budget section at the top. It just does it for each individual month. So using the categories that you've already input into the top section, it then gives you the flexibility to change the amount that you budget for that category each month. You don't have to change it. You could just change one or two things. If you don't enter anything in this bottom section, the spreadsheet will automatically default back to the amount that you entered in the top setup section. So as long as you have something up the top here, your spreadsheet will always have a budgeted amount. But this works amazingly well for things like, as we entered our house insurance earlier, where we have one payment every year that comes out in, say, February. So what we can actually do is we have our budget category here under bills, but we're not putting anything aside each month because we're actually doing it from our savings account. But if we didn't do it from our savings account, what we could also do is have it sitting there and not have a particular amount. And then in February, when our house insurance is due, we could actually come down and have in our bills category, we could say, okay, well, I know that my house insurance is due every year in February and it costs me this much money. Okay, I know that I have to pay my car insurance in May and it costs me this much money. And you could actually go through and budget out all of your less regular bills. So things that you might pay quarterly or twice a year or yearly, you can actually put in each month when they're due, just like you do in your bill tracker as well. So it will then show you what your monthly budget is expected to be based on what you've entered there. So it's saying, oh no, I've spent too much this month. Is my expenses are too much for my income? I've budgeted this much and my income's only this much. In February, my expenses are actually higher than my income. In March, in April, okay, but May's okay because I've had 2 months where my income has well exceeded my expenses. So I'll actually have some money saved up from these months to know that by May, I'll have enough left over to then pay that bill. So it's really handy to keep a an eye on the bigger picture of your finances over the entire period, not just on a monthly basis. So that's why I love this. Another thing that it's great for is instead of if you didn't have rent, if you actually had a mortgage, I find it really useful. We have part of our mortgage is a variable interest rate. And at the moment, interest rates have been going crazy. And so every month we seem to be getting a letter that our interest rates are increasing and increasing. So, what I can actually do instead of having to change it up the top here, which would then change the budgeted amount for every month previous as well. So, say I actually started my budget in October last year. Oop, that's a zero, not an O. And I was only paying $1,000, but now I've had multiple rate increases, and so my actual amount that I have to pay is now $1,400. If I change it up here, it's going to increase my budgeted amount on each month before then. So October, November, December, it's going to say the same for all of them. So if I just increase it here each time, the amount in my budgeted column is not going to reflect what I was actually aiming for at the time. Now, for some people, that won't make any difference whatsoever. And if you're one of those people, then definitely don't make life more difficult for yourself. But I am someone who likes to see exactly what I was working towards and whether I hit it, and to track things over time. So I love being able to say, okay, this is the budget that I'm setting right now. And then if the rate increases in November, I can change this to $1,100, and it's going to stay the same in December. And then in January, it goes up again. So I'm going to increase it again. And so on and so on. The only thing, if you're using it for something like that, is that you need to keep adding the amount for every month ongoing. If you don't enter anything for the months after that date, it will go back to what you entered in the top section. So just something to be aware of if you're using it for something like that. Yeah, what else is it good for? The other thing that it's really great for is for variable income. So if when we actually get paid fortnightly, a lot of people in Australia get paid fortnightly. Some people get paid weekly. So what I actually like to do for my fortnightly income is actually break it down into different, we say fortnightly, bi-weekly or every second week, is to actually say like Ash, we say fortnight 1, and Ash fortnight 2. You could have it by week, or however you would like to break it down. And then you might actually only get paid $1,100 one week, but $1,900 the following week. Or maybe you worked overtime, or you worked a weekend shift and so you actually get paid more on one of those in one of those paychecks. It allows you to track each individual income a lot more. If, say, every second weekend you tend to work weekends, or you could say, okay, my average income is actually $3,000 a month, so I'll enter it as $1,500 each month, and then every month I'm going to go down and say, okay, actually I'm only going to earn this much for each paycheck, and then the following month I'm going to earn this much. As you get allocated your shifts, or as you work shifts, you can then update things there. It's also great if you have like a casual job, a second income, a side hustle, anything like that where you might have ebbs and flows and things. It's great to be able to be like, oh, okay, I did some freelance work this month. Sorry, we don't type down here. On your sheet, it'll have an error message that'll pop up. So maybe you have a freelance income and you actually did some freelance work over the Christmas, January holidays. And so you might say, oh, okay, I'm actually going to earn $1,000 extra this month towards that. So this part will allow you to add all of those extra things, and then it will automatically add up those income and expenses for each month that you have. So you can track over time how you're going with your budget each month, and you can kind of get an idea of the picture, where you might have a lot of bills due in certain months, but then in the following months or the months prior, you can see that actually you're doing pretty well. So it's really good to get an overall picture of your budget. What else? Anyway, I hope that made a little bit of sense. Please let me know if you have any more questions, if the video didn't make sense and you would like me to film another one or anything. Send me through a message or pop a comment down, and I will try and make it even more clear for you. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye.